Hi friends, it's time for another baby blanket. This is baby Gavin's blanket. This is Lion brand Woolies Thick and Quick, super bulky. It's 80% acrylic and 20% wool, and I used, I think, 5 balls of this yarn. So this is just it's such a big project. I'm going to go ahead and put some photos here so that you can see the full project from a little bit of a distance, but you can see the gauge here. I'm using an N size number 15 10 millimeter hook, and let's get started. So I already have, this is a super easy, by the way, super easy beginner blanket, and I think you're gonna love it. Okay, so I have my swatch here. I'm gonna undo it, but I wanted to show you, since I already made the swatch, we can go backwards. So it's a foundation row and then a 2-row repeat, and then this is the cap. So the cap, the final row, is going to be single crochet, and then you'll see these double crochets that pull down into the rows, 2 rows below. Okay, so there's a double crochet. So the cap is single crochet, double crochet. We will get to it. Okay, then the second row of the pattern is a row 2 repeated, so this involves chain 1 spaces, and we will go all the way back. So this starts with a beginning, this swatch begins with a beginning foundation of a chain of 12. So I have chained 12 and single crocheted 1 in each stitch, 1 in each chain all the way across, so that there are 11 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. In the actual project, for the full blanket, you will work the, instead of being a vertical rectangle, it's a horizontal rectangle. So there's a chain of 70 and 69 single crochets. If you want to change the proportions, you can. Just make a chain of an even number and then single crochet an odd number. You got it? So do your swatch. So we have single crochets all the way across the first row. We will not do this row again. It's just the foundation. We've chained 1 at the end of the row. This is such a valuable and relaxing use of your time, this pattern. So the row 2 is going to be to single crochet in the first stitch. Now we're going to chain 1, skip 1 stitch, and double crochet in the next. Now we are repeating from that chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next all the way across. So super easy. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next. This is a fantastic quick baby blanket project, so that you can do this while watching TV or while riding in the car. So the last 2 stitches, we get to the last 2 stitches of the row, we're going to chain 1, skip 1, and single crochet on the ends. So remember that you're single crocheting the bookends, the first stitch and the last stitch, but all the stitches in the middle are double crochet. Now I do that because this next row, the double crochet is going to be nested way down here 2 rows below. So it's not as tall as a regular double crochet. It's actually very short. And that's why we want to do the single crochet in the first stitch. Now for this row, instead of chaining 1, we're going to go ahead and fill in this gap. It's kind of like a beginner mosaic pattern. So looking at not this row below, but the second row below. So 2 rows below, working in the 2 unused loops of the stitch, 2 rows below, we're going to yarn over, double crochet, go all the way around that chain 1 space, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, because it is a double crochet. Okay, now we will chain 1, skip that double crochet from the previous row, and in this unused stitch 2 rows below, we're going to place a double crochet. So much fun, and I love how fast this Woolies Thick and Quick yarn works up. The problem is there aren't a whole lot of yards in these big fat balls of yarn, but the good news is that it makes for lightning fast projects. Chain 1, skip 1. So when we get to the last 1, 2, 3 stitches, we have our chain 1, we're skipping 1, and we're working 2 rows below all the way around that chain 1 space. And then don't forget that final stitch here on the end is going to be what? A single crochet. So easy. So we now have the foundation row of single crochet, the second row, which counts as row 2. We just did row 3. We're going to repeat rows 2 and 3, 2 and 3, 2 and 3. We're going to then finish with a row 2, which is chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet, and in the skipped space 2 rows below we're going to double crochet. So we're ending with a row 2, and then stay tuned because I want to show you how the edging works for this pattern. Now this pattern and the other patterns in the baby blankets from the last 2 years, the Marley, the Lenora, the Luke, now we have the baby Gavin. Then there was a Tunisian one that I was working on. I forget what I called it. Tunisian one that I'm working on. And then I have one more colorful one. So the last 2 stitches, skip that double crochet and single crochet in the last stitch. A colorful one of motifs coming up. Those 6 patterns I'm working on putting in collection, and you'll have videos for all of them. Now the cap, remember the cap row I want to show you, and then I'll tell you about the edging. So chain 1 for the cap row, the final row, single crochet in the first stitch. We're going to double crochet 2 stitches below, right there, baby mosaic, simple mosaic. Instead of chaining 1 and skipping 1 here, we're going to just single crochet in it because we're filling in the gaps, putting a lid on this pot. I love that phrase, there's a lid for every pot. I love that. And we're just filling in these gaps so that it finishes the pattern without any holes. So no chaining 1 and skipping 1. We're single crocheting in the doubles, and in the around the gap here, we're going 2 rows below into that stitch. And as we approach the edge, the edging is only worked on the sides of the pattern. So as we get to finishing this lid, we are going to chain 1 and rotate our work, and now working down the side of the work. We're just stitching all the way down the side, and we will fasten off. So single crochet along in the side of each row. So easy. And then I like to do an invisible join here. So I'm going to cut the yarn, pull it through, then I will take my hook and kind of make a duplicate stitch. If you're a knitter, it's like a duplicate stitch where I'll take the cut end and put it through that stitch and then back through its own stitch. So it looks like an extra single crochet right there. So, okay. And then I will rotate the work, and then on the opposite edge, so we just finished the lid, single crochet down this side. Here's the foundation of single crochet. I'm going to work new yarn, single crochets up the side. And then that's that whole blanket. So easy. I already told you the multiples in the beginning. Go back and watch if you need to take some notes. But that is the Gavin baby blanket, and I think you're going to love it. Stay tuned for the collection of all the written patterns of the Summer of Babies 2020, the winter and fall and winter of babies 2022. Essentially, you're going to have 6 patterns of baby blankets. And that's all for today. I hope you love it. Take care. See you next time. So if you liked this video, here's another one that's similar that you might also enjoy. And here is the video, the last video that was uploaded in case you missed it. Everyone, please like and subscribe.